growing up in certain neighborhoods and like being around kids that didn't have shit either, you know what I mean? And getting out of that situation myself and like finding jobs and putting myself in positions to be where I'm at today. I just want to show, like, I guess leave behind is that, like, to those younger kids that come from, you know, fucked up situations, like, you could.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. You got this. My dog.
When the tequila hits. What up, Ty? What's cracking, baby?
What's good, baby?
Happy Friday, baby. Saludcita. Cheers, cheers,
Take a little sip to that.
Woo. Welcome to the 25-8, peeps. What up?
Welcome, welcome. So we wanted to give you guys on this episode of Ivan, Rosillo, and Tyler Sudman a little bit of more in-depth of us two. I don't think we might not even know some things about each other.
This shit's been requested by people, huh?
Yeah, they want to know a little bit more about us. So we wanted to give the viewers a little bit what they want.
I'm embarrassed. I'm ready to be embarrassed, dog.
Let's go. Let's do it. So yeah, we're gonna get into it, and we'll have some fun with it.
Had to take a little shot before this, bro.
Little shot.
God damn.
Little drink.
Your first question is an embarrassing one, bro. I don't know.
Let's do it. Let's jump into it.
Yeah. So Tyler's got a couple questions for me. I got a couple questions for him, and we're gonna just dive into our lives and kind of, you know, give you guys an idea of where we come from, our backgrounds, and why the fuck we are the way we are today.
Yes, sir.
Why we're degenerates, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yee-hee.
Just kidding, mom.
It is Friday, baby.
All right, what do I got? Let me see. I'm gonna start it off. This is pretty, you know, on the surface. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you in public? How did you recover from it? So these are questions from people that sent us that want to know about each other. So here we are. Something embarrassing, bro.
Embarrassing thing that's happened to me in public, and how did I?
Did you ever crap your pants or something, bro?
I don't think I've ever sharted or anything in public.
Oh man, in public.
Maybe in my own house.
You said in public. What you got, doggy?
Damn, I think one time. So you obviously, as men, right? You go to the bathroom. You go take a little winky dink.
Only men go.
And no, I'm saying because we stand up, right?
Yeah.
And especially like at the pool or the beach, you know, and your swimsuit. Let's say you have like a light colored on, right?
Oh,
and
shit.
they're dry.
Yeah.
And you like think you got it all,
and you can see.
And I think someone pointed it out one time, and I was like, "Oh no, that was like water from me washing my hands or some shit."
That's
so now like I always remember that. So every time I like am so cautious.
We know that happens as men,
so it's
man.
Not like
you know?
that embarrassing, but I don't really have super embarrassing, like something crazy.
So you've never shot yourself in the playground, then I guess, huh? All right.
Coming back from Mexico that one time, I was in the bathroom the whole fucking plane ride.
Bro, I felt bad for you, that plane ride back, dog.
Revenge.
Oh my god. Yeah, I guess you drink the water. Don't drink the water or the ice or whatever.
But yeah, that's it. I don't know. You have anything?
Most embarrassing, bro?
And then how'd you like maneuver to be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal?
Most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me as a child. Well, when I was a kid, bro, I used to wear glasses, and I broke them, and my vision is like super bad, like without my glasses.
So what'd you do?
So I had to tape them right in the middle, like Harry Potter, dog. I went to school with tape on my fucking glasses.
Hell yeah, this motherfucker.
And I just try to play it off, dude. Like, oh, you know, it's whatever, you know. But being in elementary school.
Yeah.
You don't know how to play shit off. You're super embarrassed. You're still kind of like getting the grasp of life. You know what I mean? Yeah. So people were like looking at me funky. I'm just like, fuck.
Damn, no fucking way. Yeah,
dog.
That is crazy. But to that, so like, you've obviously had like not the greatest eyesight. Like, so you've always had glasses and stuff, right? Like, so when stuff like that happen, and we're both colorblind for everyone who doesn't know, so it's like a double, triple whammy there.
Hey, dog, what color is this? I don't know, dog. You gotta text someone else.
Me and this guy cannot shop together. I swear to God. But like, what did that look like?
Have a good night, bro.
What did that look like in shit? Like, no pun intended. when shit like that happened, like, okay, contacts weren't in, glasses weren't there, you had to do this for school, you had to do this for business, like, how like difficult was that? Because especially when you're younger, you kind of feel a little bit of like an outcast, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been able to kind of finagle my way through situations and kind of still be, I don't want to say like the cool kid, but like enough to like still not
Make
be
it
like
cool.
be like a nerd or be like the kid that's on the corner not talking to anyone. So not necessarily make it cool, but enough to know how to play shit off. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I always wore glasses my whole life. I've had a couple broken glasses. In middle school, was it? I went to an invention convention. It was called
Invention convention.
Yeah, dude. So it's like the top kids from like the school or whatever, like invent you have like this thing at your school, and everyone competes, like make an invention, right? And the top 5 kids from the schools go to like this
like
invention convention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And dog,
tight.
I took mine. It was a quick fix eyeglass wear. I still remember the name.
Hell yeah.
And it was like these glasses that had like this toolkit built in on the side.
That's
to
dope.
whenever you broke them, there was like some super glue in there. You super glue or some extra screws and shit like that. And I won second place.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I won second
Shout
place.
out little
in that.
Ivan Rowe, baby.
Oh my
Thinking
God.
of the shit on the fly.
The invention convention in middle school, bro. They gave me like a bond for like $50 or something like that. My mom lost it, and I don't know what it's worth today, but maybe I can call the city or something and try to get that back. But
hell yeah.
that's been sitting there.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah, dog.
That's crazy.
What else you got, dog? What else you got on that side?
Let's see. My first question for you. So what was your favorite childhood tradition, and how has it influenced the way you live today?
Favorite childhood tradition. Well, I come from a background where my mom has 9 brothers and sisters.
God damn.
So I got a shit ton of cousins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, they all migrated from Mexico. And, well, not all of them. Sorry. Like, there's 9 of them, and like 3 or 4 migrated here to the States. And obviously started from scratch. Not everyone had a dope crib. Yeah. But shout out to my tia Mela. Shout out to Brenda, Omar, Zuli, my cousins. They had a sick crib. And every holiday, we'd go to their house. So that was my childhood, like the thing I'd look forward to, like during the holidays, was going to their dope crib and seeing all my cousins there, and fucking being in a 2-story house. Like I didn't grow up in that stuff. I grew up in apartments and fucking regular shit. So that I think is probably like one of the things that I always think about, like in my childhood, was just gathering with my family at my aunt's crib and everyone being there, and it was just being fucking
making
dope,
all
bro.
the fucking food.
Yeah, dude. All the
what
cousins
was it?
in there.
Tamales?
I mean, it depends on the occasion, you know what I mean? But for the most part, we've always had tamales, you know what I mean? Always had tamales, always had, I guess, what do you, I don't know, fucking pozole, menude.
What's a signature dish that you're like, when I'm with my mom, I'm with my aunts, this dish is like, bar none, my favorite?
I think there's 2 of them, bro. So the first one is the most popular, menudo. I love menudo.
Which is what?
It's cow stomach. And it's cut up into different like pieces of the cow stomach, the lining, and they put it in this like, I guess a broth or something with some other things in there. It's really good, bro. It's fire. My favorite. Not a lot of people like it because they don't like the texture. It's like too chewy or like gooey for them. Yeah. But I love it, bro. It's fire. And then carne en su jugo. Carne en su jugo is another fire one. It's like again another dish where it's beef kind of shanks and beans and bacon and like this soup kind of thing. Oh my God, it's so bomb, bro. Every time I go to Guadalajara, I always gotta have some carne en su jugo. That's my shit, bro.
That's fire.
Yeah, you? What?
Childhood? I mean, I feel like Christmas always. So as a kid, we always went to my grandma's house.
Where's that?
It was in San Clemente. So all my cousins from Bakersfield, aunts, uncles. I mean, back then, like when we were super little, I was like, whatever, 3, 4, 5. I mean, all my cousins, they're probably, and we all slept at her house.
Oh, shit.
So there had to be at least like 30, 40 people.
Hell yeah.
All of us kids would sleep in sleeping bags by the
You guys are Mexican,
tree.
bro.
Straight up.
That's what we did.
For real.
Yeah.
We would all sleep on the floor, like, and then, I mean, the dishes, I mean, we would have tamales too, but we would do more, I don't know why white people, we always do like for Thanksgiving, we'll do like a dish that's kind of the same dish for Christmas. It's weird.
Well, I mean, it's kind of
And
the
I'm
same
like,
shit,
bro, I want some different shit. Like, I want a fat ass steak. But the food was always good.
Is that your mom's grandma or your dad's?
My mom's mom.
Your mom. Sorry, your mom's mom. So your mom's mom is Mexican. Your mom's dad is Mexican.
My mom's dad was Mexican.
Oh, okay. So I was like, damn, dog. How they gotta have some in there? But
but we always had the Mexican and all that. And then my step grandpa was Italian.
Oh,
so
shit.
Thanksgiving Eve, we would always have fucking bomb ass pasta with meatballs from scratch.
Hell yeah.
Shout out my cousin Caleb. He learned it before my grandpa passed away, so now we have it every Thanksgiving Eve.
He makes the fire, huh?
And then as we got older, was all the guys, like little kids would go to bed, we'd make their toys or whatever, put them under the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
But then all the boys would get cigars and go play poker.
That's
till
tight.
like 5 a.m.
Did you
and
guys?
then the kids wake up at 7 a.m, so we got like 2 hours of sleep.
So you guys open up gifts on Christmas Day, huh?
Yeah.
So us as Mexicans, it depends on what Mexican family you're from, but some people open all the gifts like on Christmas Eve and just like stay up all night, and then some, like my family, we open up one gift and then open the rest in the morning.
We do one gift on Christmas Eve.
Okay, yeah.
It's usually like pajamas or something simple,
right? Yeah,
and then Christmas Day is like all the like gifts.
Wake up and
all that
do
shit.
the do. That's tight, dog. Hell yeah.
Shit's crazy though.
All right, dog. What,
Damn.
my turn?
Yeah, you go.
Well, I guess this one kind of goes with that question a little bit. If you could relive one day from your childhood, which day would it be and why? Just one that you're like, hell yeah, I've always remembered this shit. It was dope.
I think the one would be, so growing up, I played basketball, and even at a young age, sports are all politics, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So if you don't know the right people, you're not going to get picked. So like for mine was like the all-stars, right? And like every year I was like either the best or one of the best on our team, but I would never get picked.
Really?
Yeah.
What? How?
And then finally, I think fifth grade, made the all-stars. So fast forward, we won the state championship or whatever, and just seeing like how proud and happy my mom and dad were, made me be like, damn, all right, cool. Like I even at a young age, I did something that makes my parents so happy.
Hell yeah.
Because like I feel like they were overjoyed even more than us kids winning it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, man. They see you as their kid and like, he fucking did it. You know what I mean? Like, hell yeah.
Succeed at something that young. Yeah, it was tight. We went 9-0. And we played a team from Irvine, believe it or not, in the finals. And they wanted to call it a draw. And our team was like, fuck that. We're either going to lose or we're going to win, but we ain't taking a tie. So, yeah, that was dope.
Did you guys win? Did you guys win?
We won, yeah. We went 9-0.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that's tight. One of my favorite childhood memories. I mean, I have a lot of them, bro. But going in sports, I remember, I guess in like, making it cool like that. My parents weren't really at the games, because they had to work and do stuff like that. But one time I went to practice and my dad was there and we were like, playing or practicing our batting or whatever. And on one of them, they put up this picture that was like, oh, I'm not going to hit up against. And I ended up just cracking it and the bat broke and everything. And it made like this dope ass thing. And I was like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? So I was like, that's touching on sports, but I got a lot of them, bro. But yeah, that was one of the cool ones. Breaking a bat in baseball. Yeah.
I love that shit, bro. Yeah. I mean, growing up, it was tight. I mean, sports, all that. Always had the family around in some aspect or another. Shout out to my whole family. They were always there to support all of us. Not just me. It was all my cousins, everything. Like, we always tried to go, even travel wherever anyone was playing football, wrestling, basketball. It didn't matter. Like, that's what I think was cool about our family was we always tried to support the others and not just our own type of thing.
And I feel like my generation now, that's what we're trying to implement in our cousins and family and stuff like that. Because younger, like, we all played sports, but our parents, we're first, like, how do you say, what is that? First generation, like from immigrants or whatever?
First generation immigrant.
Yeah. So our parents were always working. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we didn't have anyone to come to our games. But
Straight up.
now that it's our turn, I'm like, damn, I got to show up to my, brother's wrestling matches, or my cousin has a game, just shit like that.
Just
bro.
whatever it
Yeah,
is.
Yeah. That's tight.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. What's up, bro? What you got?
Next one. What is the number one experience that you had as a kid that has really like stuck with you, and you'll just never forget it? Could be good or bad.
Probably the way I am because of this experience is why I always remember it. So like we were talking earlier, like I wore glasses and contacts and my eyes are just fucked. You know what I mean? So when I was like smaller, not even in like grade school or whatever, my parents split and my mom took me and my sister to Mexico to live. So I was going to be living in Mexico. I would have been born and raised, not born and raised, but like raised in Mexico, and I would have been out there. And I started having trouble with my eyes, and I became like a little cross-eyed. So my mom's like, fuck, so she looked for the best doctors in Mexico. None of them were really performing these surgeries. And she's like, well, I guess we got to go back to the States. So we ended up canceling that, plan, came back to the States. I got my surgery, and now I can see. No, and then, yeah, dude, I mean, a lot of people aren't fortunate to have that surgery. So you still see some older people with like, eyes like cross eyes, you know what I mean? So I fucking thank my mom that she made that and made it happen and came back and, did what she had to do. So I'm always like super grateful for that experience. And it's always like, can you imagine like being cross-eyed as an adult?
No, I couldn't like at all.
Dude, yeah, no. So
I cannot tell you, hey, I feel you. Like I can't.
Yeah, so that's probably like.
That shit's wild.
Yeah, one experience that like I'm always going to be like super grateful for my mom for doing that and making that jump. And bro, she was young as hell. She had me when she was 19. You know what I mean? So I was maybe 4 years old or 3 years old. So she was like 23, 24, 23. Like, bro, we're 32, 31. Like imagine having to do that when we were that age, and then having to make those decisions and like still be responsible and like, hey, I'm going to still give my son the best life however the fuck I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? So I'm just super grateful for my mom for doing that. And yeah, she's fucking the best. So
shout out.
That's one thing, bro. Yeah. Let me get one for you, bro.
Give me one.
Oh, all right, cool. So, I mean, yeah, like we're talking, we've came from like different upbringings, right?
Yeah.
I've had it tough. You've had it, tough in some ways as well. But, you come from, I want to come from money for the most part. You know what I mean? Both your parents are super successful. Shout out to them. How do you stay motivated coming from money, and how do you like still want to take that further? Because I know you got that dog in you still. Like we know a lot of people that come from money that are just like super, complacent and just cool.
Kind of like trust fund babies. Yeah. Just kind of fuck around. Fuck, that's a good question.
How do you stay motivated?
I don't want to let them down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I know, like, parents will always tell their kids, like, oh, no matter what, I'll be proud of you. Like, I love you, which in some aspects is true, but it's the motivating factor is their parents did as much as they could for them, right? So my grandparents on both sides did as much as they could for my parents.
Right.
And then my parents obviously did as much as they could and still do for me. And so my thing is just catapulting that to a whole nother fucking level to do what they did for my kids. However, in retrospect, I think when I have kids, I will actually be a lot harder on my kids
than your parents were on you
in some areas than they were to me. And I think that's because they had it so hard that stuff with me, they maybe let it slide or this, that, the other, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so for me, I see both sides of it, but I've always been, even at a young age, like not all my friends or people I know, but a lot of them, like they were either right out of high school, they were going to college, or they were living at home. And I lived at home for just under a year after high school, going to community college for one semester. And after that, I was like, I want to get the fuck out. You know what I mean? And I'll never forget, my dad was like, well, what are you going to do? And I was like, well, this is how much rent is. This is how much utilities are. This is how much this is. And he didn't tell me at the time, but he told me years later, like, yeah, I told your mom when you had that conversation with me, like, I knew you were going to be good because you weren't complacent. You weren't like a lot of the other people at your age, just staying home. And yeah, if I stayed home for another year or two, I could have saved more money. But my whole philosophy was like getting out there into the real world,
it's my
working.
turn.
I'm not going to college.
Yeah.
Like, let's just take this thing and catapult it. So yeah, just making them proud. You know,
That's cool, bro.
That's the determining motivator.
Do you think they were easy on you too because you were an only child?
I feel like they were harder on me in a lot of ways, but they were easier on me in other ways, if that makes sense. You know, so like as an only child, you're the only person.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't like pawn it off, or they can't pawn it off on to like, hey, tell your brother or tell your sister to take out the garbage. Like simple shit like that. It was like, it was all me. Like
that's
you
true,
can't,
huh? Yeah, pawn it off to someone else.
you can't, right? And so a lot of that had like made the discipline in me. But yeah, other stuff is like, okay, for Christmas, they only
50
have
toys.
They only have one kid. Like, what the fuck are they gonna do? You know. But like I said, like even when I have kids, I'm gonna take it a little bit slower, and not give my kid as much as I got at a young age, because I want them to kind of have the reverse.
Yeah.
So I feel like it'll be a balance.
How many kids do you want?
You know what I mean? I want 2.
Yeah.
Max 3. I don't think I could do more than 3. I see my cousins that have 3, so my second cousins, a lot of them, and I'm like, there's no way. One of my cousins, first cousins, so my second cousins, they have 9.
9 kids?
So like
shit,
your mom,
yeah.
And her siblings, and I'm just like, number one, financially, how the fuck you do that?
Right.
And number 2, like, god damn,
How do you remember all their names?
so many different personalities, so many this, so many that, like, dog, yeah, I don't know. All right, so I got one for you.
Shoot.
Diving a little deep, you know, I want to get a little deep with my boy Ivan Rowe.
Oh shit, dog. Gonna make me cry, baby.
So what's the most kind of like transformative moment that you've had in your life? And then how did it redefine kind of your perspective on the world itself?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, bro. I mean, growing up, my dad was in and out of my life, so he was never like always kind of really there. He was just, you know, doing his shit and whatever. But I guess the moment that my mom finally decided, like, okay, this is it, you know what I mean? Like, you're no longer going to be in our lives, was probably probably the moment where I'm like, all right, dog. Well, my whole life growing up, I didn't really like watch cartoons. I mean, I did, but like I didn't really, you know, like other kids, like, oh, I love watching Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and shit like that. Like, I didn't do that. My shit was fucking take care of my sisters, making sure they were straight, getting my school stuff done, making sure their stuff was, you know, on point, and just, you know, kind of being hard ass. And it kind of sucks in a way, because even now that I'm older, like they hate going like on vacation. Not hate, but they kind of like, oh, here comes Ivan. You know what I mean? Like, you're not my dad, but I'm like, come on, like,
you're
it's
the father
something
figure.
that was like instilled in me at such a young age. It's just the way I'm going to be with them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you shouldn't be so hard headed and not be open to change, but they got to understand, like, I took a role where I was like, I'm the oldest, you know, oldest of 3. So, yeah, bro, just having to be that. I don't want to be a father figure, you know, but being that older brother.
Fuck yeah, you are.
No, I don't want to call it a father figure, because they did a lot of shit too, where they put me on check too. But I was the eldest, you know, the eldest of fucking 3. So having to be, you know, that mature kid at such a young age, my whole life. And then when my mom finally said like, okay, kick rocks, and like it's just us, that's when I was like, oh fuck, my mom's single, I got 2 sisters, you know what I mean? Like, it's me, dog. Whoever's gonna come knocking on the fucking door, you're gonna have to, you know, run with me. Some problem happens at the crib, I'm dealing with it. You know, someone tries to pop off, I'm handling it. You know what I mean? So just shit like that, bro. Just having to mature at an early age, and then when it finally kind of came down to, all right, it's set in stone now, it's like no one fucks with my family kind of deal. You know what I mean? So that's always been my biggest thing, bro. It's just take care of my, you know, my sisters and my mom, and now my younger brother, and just, you know, being the top dog, bro, and just, yeah, man. Crazy. Take care of the fam, bro. It's yeah. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know.
Good. I think she closed the door. Cool. Damn, bro. Man. Yeah, that's fucking crazy, though. So, but do you feel like, so how did that change your kind of perspective on life? Because you had to do that. Like you said, you couldn't really be a kid when you were a kid. You kind of had to like grow the fuck up, right? Because, I mean, all throughout, like you had just mentioned, you were kind of always in that mode. But then when your mom made that hard like decision, then you were like, damn, like this is for real. This isn't kind of back and forth. This is like all me now. So, right. Like, how did that change your perspective, like, of life or anything, or was it kind of just the unknown? And
no, I mean, I like you said, I did the back and forth thing, so I always had it there. You know what I mean? But when it was set in stone, it's like, all right, man. Unfortunately, you know, that whole machismo stuff sucks, but couldn't show no weakness. You know what I mean? Couldn't really.
Where is she?
You know, but yeah, just
we're almost done.
Almost done. Yeah, bro, couldn't show no weakness, you know what I mean? And being that person that they would come to when either shit got hard or they had questions about life in general. You know, hey, Ivan, how do I build a resume? Hey, Ivan, like, how did you do this? Or hey, Ivan, like, how do I do that? And even when I didn't have all the questions, I'd figure it out, or like try to, you know, point them in the direction to where they could figure out on their own. You know what I mean? Because I didn't have all the answers, but just fuck, dude. I guess that's why now, like, I'm so good at being an entrepreneur. It's like I'm able to think about shit on the fly. I'm able to manage people. I'm able to, you know, get past barriers and roadblocks, and, you know, think outside the box and make shit happen. You know, that's what it is, dog.
That shit's nuts.
25/8.
I love that.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna choke up answering that question, dog.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about, man.
Well, I guess this one on the brighter side. Describe a memory that always makes you smile, no matter how many times you think of it. What's something that's like in your head or has been in your head, and like every time you think about it, like a nice memory where you're like, damn, this was dope, you know, good times, and always makes you smile. What's like that heart like warming, you know, memory that you have? Something that happened as a child or even now as an adult where you're like, damn, man, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I love that happened.
I mean, honestly, it sounds like kind of surface level, but I'll just never forget going on like family gatherings, mainly like Christmas was a big one, but we would always, all of us little cousins, we would play capture the flag.
That's tight.
And it'd be like 15 versus 15, and just the parents would watch, and it was just kind of like a white picket fence type of thing.
So now
I don't know how to explain.
No, I get it. So now that you guys are older and still like link up, do you guys still like talk about that? And then you guys kind of crack up.
Every time we get together, we talk about that. My family is so competitive. Like I'm sure a lot of families are very competitive, and again, maybe I'm biased, but like my family and us, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a conversation. It could be a game of fucking goldfish or go fish. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, we're in each other's face, but at the end of the day, we could scream at each other. We could cuss at each other. And then after the game's over, it's like, let's grab a drink, hug it out, kiss it out, and like on to the next.
Hell yeah.
So, you know, we have a little of that Mexican in us.
Hell
but
yeah.
that'd probably be one of the memories just as a kid growing up, the family gatherings, the this, the that. What about you?
Man, I got to look back at the question. A memory that always makes me smile. I think seeing my mom buy her crib. You know what I mean? Because, like, I moved around a lot when we were, like, younger, you know? So, dude, I think I've lived in, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 at least, 8 different, you know, apartments before my mom bought her crib. And, like, her finally doing it. And, like I was talking about, we had that aunt that had the crib. And, like, you know, we'd always go there. And then, like, finally it being our turn in a way. And then she finally pulled the trigger, made it happen. And it's just, like, that's something that'll always make me smile. Like, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't done it, but we're doing it.
No,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Hell
like,
yeah, she did.
We're making shit happen. You know what I mean?
You've done it.
So
there's just,
we're
always wanting more.
Exactly. That's why I don't want to say like it's been done, but it's every time I think about it, you know what I mean? Like when I'm feeling like unmotivated or something like that, or fucking work is tough, or I'm like, fuck, man. It's like my why. You know what I mean? It's like something I can think back on and be like, she's come a long way. She's fucking done a lot, and she's made shit happen. Like that always makes me smile, and it's like, it's she did it for us, so it's like it's heartwarming. You know what I mean? Like that love, that she had for us, and that's something that will always pick me up from like some sad or bad or upset moments or whatever. You know?
Yeah. Shout out to moms.
Shout out to Mom Dukes. As you guys can tell, I'm a mama's boy. So is my boy over here.
Hell yeah. Always, baby. Always. All right. A few more until we wrap this shit up. Let's get on the lighter side. What legacy do you aspire to leave behind once you're gone?
A legacy that I aspire to leave behind. Well, again, I'm no one. I don't want to say I'm nobody, but I'm not at the level where I want to be at, and I still got a lot of work to do. But I've done a lot of shit to be where I'm at today. You know what I mean? I'm blessed. Yeah. So growing up in certain neighborhoods and like being around kids that didn't have shit either, you know what I mean? And getting out of that situation myself and like finding jobs and putting myself in positions to be where I'm at today. I just want to show, like, I guess leave behind is that, like, to those younger kids that come from, fucked up situations, like, you could.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. You got this. My dog.
When the tequila hits. Damn, I have to cut that out. But that they can do it too. You know what I mean? Like, it's possible, man. Just fucking work your ass off and don't let your surroundings kind of dictate who you are. And yeah.
Hell yeah. My dog. I love this shit. Hell yeah. Let's go, baby. This is what it's all about. 25 motherfucking 8. Fuck.
You got me with that one, bitch. Got me with that one. Hell yeah.
Let's go. What else we got?
What about you? Same question back at you, dog.
What legacy? The legacy that I would love and will leave behind is flipping the script. White boy from Orange County, came from money, had a good upbringing, parents divorced and stuff like that, so it wasn't easy when you're super young, but it's not the end of the world. Definitely not what you've been through. But I think the legacy is that I don't care who you are, how much money you have, or where you've came from, speaking to someone that's, you know, came from that upbringing, is like, be a genuine person. And when you leave that mark on other people, so kind of going back to like what we were saying off camera, right? Is like, a lot of people don't vibe with me at first, and maybe I don't vibe with them either, just because I'm very close to the heart, right? Like, it's not that I'm a complete dick when I see you. Like, I'll say,
I don't know, man.
But you know, like, you could talk to the fucking wall and make friends with them, right? Like, unless you vibe with me or unless I get to know you, and so it's just like leaving a legacy behind that's saying, like, it doesn't matter who you are, what you've done, it doesn't give you the right to be an asshole, and treat people with the utmost respect. And no matter what, over anything is your family and having that loyalty to them. So
fuck yeah.
I think that's a big thing that, you know, my mom and dad have instilled with me, but also my whole family as a whole, like my cousins and stuff. So again, don't take this literal, anyone viewing, but it's like, if I call you and I'm like, yo, I'm in trouble, the answer should be, where are we putting the body?
Right. Hell
like,
yeah.
it's not a matter of what did you do? Why did you do? It's like, no questions asked. I got you. We'll never talk
I'm
about
on my
it
way.
again.
Yeah.
And that's the mark that I want to leave behind, whether it's for younger generations and family, friends,
your kids,
random as people out there watching, viewing, is like, loyalty and respect. You do that, and you don't just say it, you actually live to it. Right. Type of thing.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. I fuck with that, bro. Because that is the biggest thing, you know what I mean? It's loyalty and respect. Kind of, it kind of shows who you are as a person as well. You know what I mean? It's like that saying, you treat the janitor with the same respect you would as, a fucking CEO of Fortune 500.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. I love it. Well, goddamn, Tyler Sudman.
I got one more.
You
got
shit.
one more? I got one more. It's on the lighter side.
Bring it up, man. Bring it up.
Where do you see yourself in 20 years from now, and why?
I mean, I'm very family oriented, so it's obviously with a nice big family somewhere.
Damn, how many kids?
I think at least 3.
5,
bro. Nah,
6.
At least 3. I'd say 3 to 4. You know what I mean? Maybe 3, but I've always wanted to be like 2 boys, 2 girls. You know
Let's
what I mean?
go.
Or it can be 2 boys, 1 girl, just a girl for, the mom's sake. Probably 3. In 20 years, I don't know where it would be, bro. Either here in Miami or in California or in fucking Mexico or Europe somewhere. Depends on who I marry. I don't know, bro. Wherever that is, but it's definitely going to be, obviously successful, because that's what, it's bound to happen for us, and what we're working towards. But that's a good question, bro. 20 years is a long way from now. So that'll be what? It'll be 52. It'll definitely be still working, though. You know what I mean? I don't think I'll ever retire.
Love it.
Like, even when I'm fucking 80 or whatever, like, I'm just always going to be wanting doing something,
At least.
So nice crib, nice family, whooping my kids' ass, making sure they're straight.
I'll be right there with you.
But yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there's still something in me that hasn't been found yet, that I'm still kind of looking forward to.
Yeah.
That will be part of my 20 years from now.
What do you think that is?
I think a little more philanthropy, nonprofits and stuff like that. Doing more things like that for the community, because that's always, something I've wanted to do. But I don't know how that is, or how that's going to be, or whatever, or, I don't know. Still got a long way to that, man. And, I'm chilling, man. I'm thinking about fucking tonight. I got to walk my dog, and I got to think about what I'm going to eat in the morning. So I don't know, man. What about you?
Love it. Shoot, 20 years from now.
You be in Miami?
Definitely be in Florida. I think for sure. Maybe up north, a little like
Boca Raton, baby.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And yeah, obviously, wife, couple kids, like I said, 2 to 3 max, and just fucking running shit, bro.
Yeah,
having this shit pop off, giving back, a little bit of what you just said, like doing some charity work, whether it's of my own or yours or whatever it is, and then on the business side, just figuring out ways to help people create what I would call, that I've gotten from my parents and other people, is generational wealth. And I've said it on many occasions before, and I'll always say it. You cannot help people if you don't make money.
Right.
If you're living paycheck to paycheck, there's no way in hell you're going to be able to help people. Yeah, you maybe be able to help with your time, but your time, when you're living paycheck to paycheck, could be better spent surviving on your own or for your family, right? So it's creating that engine that's just not going to stop, that's going to give you that abundance, so you can go out and do the things that you want to do and that you need to do. Right? I think a huge thing that a lot of people don't realize is like helping people.
Yeah.
That gives them joy. So that'd be mine.
Hell yeah, bro. Well, I know I'll still be seeing your ass in 20 years, baby.
Hell yeah,
we got a long ways to go. A lot of shit more we want to do together. So yeah, man, excited for this, and sticking with this podcast and our own ventures and whatever. But like I said, man, I'll be taking care of your kids. You'll be taking care of mine, and I'll see you in 20, baby.
Yes, sir, baby.
25-8.
Baby.
We out.